All right, I want to start off this video by saying I'm not really a contrarian, but it would seem that I'm always disagreeing with people on the internet, and it'd be totally fair if you assume that about me. However, the fact is, if I agree with a common sentiment or I have a popular opinion, I'm not going to make a video about it. I thought Disney's Star Wars was complete garbage. I think if you buy a game, you should own it. I think human beings deserve basic dignity. All right, great. Video done. Moving on. There's not really much more to say for me there. This video is going to explain why I actually am very excited for the Elder Scrolls 6. Now, it kind of ties into my What Makes Skyrim Unique video, and I'll link that in the description. But the reason I'm hyped for the Elder Scrolls 6 is because no one is even trying to make anything like it here. And this is basically a response to this video here by, was that Enclave Emily? The Elder Scrolls 6 is going to disappoint you rant. So at the end of the video, he says this.
Hating for the sake of hating. I am legitimately trying to warn you here. The Elder Scrolls 6 is going to disappoint you, and when that game is revealed again and pre-orders start opening up, do not fucking do it. Temper your expectations, don't pre-order it, wait until reviews from actual human beings, not corporate shills, come out, and
All right, now that is kind of a good point. I would never pre-order anything. I'm broke, but I'm still hyped for the game, and I want to actually kind of show you the money I've spent on video games, specifically Elder Scrolls games and World of Warcraft. So in 2002, I bought Morrowind. It was about $40, I think. My brother bought it. I didn't buy it, but I'll count that. In 2006, Oblivion came out. I think it was $60. It might have been $40. It was a long time ago. We'll say 60. We're going to round up. Now, I bought it. I played it for a while. About a year later, my Xbox 360 scratched that disc. I went to GameStop with that scratch disc, and the guy at GameStop said, you know what, man, here's another Oblivion. Don't even worry about it. Awesome. Another year later, I go back. I have another scratch disc. I don't know what the Xbox 360 was doing. It was scratching my discs. Slowly, they would stop working as the scratches got worse and worse. That time, I do remember. It was $40. I remember spending $40 that time. Maybe it's because Oblivion had been out for a bit. It was on sale. I don't know. But it was definitely $40. 2011 comes along. Skyrim. Major hype. I wait in line until midnight. I go home. I put it in my CD drive. And instead of installing it in like 20 minutes, it starts downloading off Steam. Like, what is happening here? I cannot play it for a full day because I have slow internet back then. Then I bought Oblivion on Steam for $3, included all the DLCs. That was back in 2018. My 360 had been gone, and I was missing Oblivion. I wanted to play it again. So I had not owned... Oh, and I think I bought Morrowind too. I missed that one. I bought Morrowind on Steam in 2020. Morrowind, I think it was $2.99 as well. So we're going to add to my total here. We're going to add in Morrowind. So I spent a total of $220.88 over 22 some years. This is a very long time. That's less than $10 per year. I really have not spent a lot of money, and I've loved these games. I spent a ton of time. Just looking at Steam, these are my playtime hours. Now, the original Skyrim included my brother's playtime. We were broke back then. I bought the game. He didn't buy Skyrim, so he played it on my computer on my account. So I'm guessing this OG Skyrim is how many hours I had out of that 466. So this one right here is my total hours at 1028, and this 1355 is if I include the hours that my brother played. So I spent 21 cents per hour played. That's like nothing. And this doesn't include all the hours I spent on the original Xbox on Morrowind or on the 360 that I spent on Oblivion. And remember, I got 3 copies of Oblivion on the 360 because my 360 kept scratching it because I played it so insanely much on the Xbox 360. So this is without counting those hours. I spent less than a quarter per hour of entertainment. Absolutely worth my time, and I will absolutely buy the Elder Scrolls 6. They have earned that from me. Absolutely. World of Warcraft, however, I spent a lot more money. Now, first of all, these are big estimates. I don't remember how much it cost to get Wrath of the Lich King back in the day. Maybe it was $40. I don't know. I do remember at Mists and after, I did always spend $40 on an expansion. My mind had awoken enough for that. I had to do a lot of guesswork here based on when I played the game. I know after December 2023, I started buying WoW tokens, so I stopped spending money. But I spent about $1,700 in subscriptions. And you might think, oh, why didn't you do the 6-month thing and save a little bit of money? I don't know. I'm stupid, okay? Point is, even with that money saved, I would have spent about $2,000 on World of Warcraft. And sure, that's more hours than all the Bethesda games combined, but this is a lot more money. It's about 10 times the amount of money. I don't know if I spent 10 times the amount of hours. Maybe. It's coming close. I did play a lot of World of Warcraft. Now, I want to kind of bring it back to the original point of the video, why I'm hyped for Elder Scrolls 6. It's not about the money. You know, if this game came out and it was $100, sure, I'd wait a little bit till it went down. I found a sale. But that's more because I'm broke. You know, I pulled up some random lists here of like the top 50 games of 2023, 2024, the past 2 years. Just different lists. And honestly, I don't really want to show you them all. But we have shooters. We have stupid, weird builder survival games. We have turn-based games. Souls-likes with Black Myth Wukong. MOBAs with Dota 2. Elden Ring. The other popular games are phone games. I don't even want to talk about those. There's MMOs and other action RPGs. None of these are like the Elder Scrolls. So it's been a long time. And, you know, I'll admit Elden Ring intrigued me. I do want to play it. Dragon's Dogma 2 intrigued me. I want to try that out. But I don't really have an interest in being some monkey. You know, I watched a little bit of video here of Black Myth Wukong, and it's this third person spam the attack button rolling. This is like the super awesome combat people talk about. He's locked on. He's got like target lock. You're just hitting a roll button. You're hitting your combo button. You're hitting your attacks. This is not a video game I'm interested in. You know, it's an action RPG. I get that it's popular. I don't want to trash this game. So is Elden Ring. These games are very popular. I don't even know what this is. What am I looking at? Oh, yeah, just other games that have been popular and have come out. The top games. Again, none of them, even if you go farther back, you know, you could talk about Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't want to watch a movie, and I certainly don't want to be a cowboy. I really don't care about games like that. It looks gorgeous. Even if it had 0 bugs and it was perfectly made and literally the best game ever created, I'm not trying Red Dead Redemption 2. I just don't care. I'm not a cowboy. I can watch a movie with cowboys, with good actors that are talented. Okay, I should stop trashing games I've never played. These all sold millions, so obviously, and people love them. They're very well-made games. They have serious fans. I'm glad they exist. I'm glad so many people get tons of enjoyment out of them. It's just the games that have given me serious enjoyment are Blizzard games, Bethesda games, and a small handful of others like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and a few others spread out. But I kind of aged out of those like very highly competitive games. You know, Baldur's Gate 3 is incredible, but the turn-based combat isn't really for me. Okay, let's close out all this. Oh, yeah. So this is World of Warcraft. I want to talk about it for a little bit. The reason I liked World of Warcraft is being competitive. You know, so this is like these numbers here are basically like your percentile in performance. You know, so 97 means I'm in the top 3 percentile. You know, I beat 97% of players on that boss fight. On this particular boss fight, you know, I was the 21st best player on this one particular boss fight. This is kind of a brag, but the reason I'm showing you this is that even World of Warcraft, which I loved a lot, a big reason I got so many hours out of it is because I like being competitive. So it wasn't so much the game itself that was pulling me in. It's a complicated game. It's a deep game, but it was the social aspect and competing with my friends, trying to do better than them, trying to get this 100 parse percentage on different fights. Okay, let's close out of that. Not important. Where were we? Okay, so the thesis. Even if I don't care for Fallout 4 with its stupid base building, Fallout 76 with its massive lack of NPCs, I'm still hyped for the Elder Scrolls 6. I didn't buy Starfield. I'm broke. But it doesn't really matter. That was more of a successor to Daggerfall. It's not one of the Bethesda games that truly impressed me. You know, it's Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Those are the 3 great ones. And you might be saying, oh, didn't you do a faction comparison of Skyrim? And like trash Skyrim? Don't you trash Skyrim all the time? I do. I hate the enchanting system. I could trash it. But what if I did like Skyrim factions versus, let's think, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Odyssey. Well, what would this look like? Or Skyrim. Typos. That's what it would be. It'd be a bunch of typos. Skyrim versus BioShock 2. The scope of games, it doesn't compete. No hate on these games, but they're literally less than 1/10 of what Skyrim is, which is a watered down version of the Elder Scrolls. And this is kind of going to lead into everything sucks. The reason everything sucks, well, let's zoom this in a bit. Let's go to 200%. These are the 3 reasons everything sucks. People have nihilism, people are apathetic, and people lack identity. Now, when I look, you can look at find these figures online, that as adults, about 4.9% of adults are functionally illiterate, meaning they're reading at below a first grade level. And that 28% of them can't do basic math. And we are talking about, if I asked them 3 times 3 times 3, they would not be able to figure it out. Now, I see about 150 students each day spread between my classes. And I would say I know I have 3 of them who can't read. And this is not counting, I'm not talking about special education students. I'm not talking about students who have serious learning disabilities. I'm talking about students who don't receive special education services. Or if they do, it's for ADD or for speech impediments. It's not for, a diagnosed issue here. Can't do basic math. This is kind of a rough estimate, but I have 19 kids with an F in 7th grade math. And when you have an F in 7th grade math in my class, it's because you can't do any of the math. If you have a D minus, it's like, okay, you at least showed me that you could do 4 minus 6 and get -2 or something. You showed me you could do some basic multiplication. An F means you literally have no idea what I'm talking about all day, ever. Like you have no idea. And you might think, oh, this isn't true. This video where this guy interviews these people, I used to always think, before I was a teacher, I used to always think this kind of stuff was fake. And I'm sure a lot of it is fake. But these people don't know this stuff. And it's not like, you might think, oh, 8 times 7, I might accidentally say 63. That's fair. A lot of these, these people aren't necessarily idiots. There are so many of them, though. And this one, it's kind of a trick question. If you don't think about it, and 7 times 3, this guy says it's like 105.
Say again, sorry? 105? Yes, if you're driving 60 miles an hour, and you've been driving for 1 hour.
Let's go to
we have to estimate around
square root. People don't remember what a square root is. 23 plus 77.
Wait, hold on.
Around what?
It might take you a minute.
103?
Yes. You know what 3
I
times
said
3
not
times
that
3
far off.
3 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3, 18?
Yes. If you're driving 60 miles an hour and you drive for 1 hour, how far do you travel?
Here it is.
Give me a number.
I don't know, 6.
How long is a quarter of an hour? 6. It's when I say none of the kids can read a clock, none of the kids can read a clock. People are stupid. Now you might say, oh, they've always been stupid. But the reason I'm talking about this is, yeah, in a way I'm not hyped for Elder Scrolls 6 because everything kind of sucks now. The intelligent people, that pool is getting smaller. And this goes from the top to the bottom. Apathy doesn't just affect the worker on the bottom. Apathy affects the guy on top too. And, even for the devs, I don't like blaming the people at the top. It's not accurate. It doesn't reflect reality. Yes, the people at the top are responsible and they should be held accountable for their failures, whether that's a CEO or a team lead or all the way down the chain. But there's a lot of people who think this way. Why work hard? Nothing matters. Why not just drink, smoke pot, scroll on whatever? Why deal with the hardship of marriage and family when I can just have casual sex and break up the moment it gets hard? People lack identity. People don't have religion. They don't feel a sense of community with their neighbors. You can go on Reddit and see what's happened to millennials. Like, we're done. It's over. People literally identify with their favorite TV shows, celebrities, and video games. I love video games. I don't identify with Oblivion. That is not my family. Even when I was playing World of Warcraft way too much with my guild, I like those guys a lot. They're not my family, though. They're my friends. Completely different. My identity is not wrapped up with them. And you really need this identity to be great. Without it, you cannot have the drive for greatness. Because who cares about being great in a vacuum? Nobody wants to be great by themselves. You want to be great around a group, as part of a community. You need a community. You need a sense of identity. Whether that's American, whether that's Christian, whether that's anything, the person in your neighborhood. I'm a teacher. That's part of my identity. I'm a math teacher. That's a more specific part. I'm a father, a husband. I am an American. I don't want to give away all of my identity because I don't want to dox myself. You need this. You need identity. Do not let it go. Seriously. So, moral of the video, Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be awesome. I don't care what anybody says. They're wrong. I'm going to add, not to this one, but right here, it's going to be Elder Scrolls 6. We're going to spend $150. Oh, wait, this is ours. That's going to actually be $1,500. And then for money, it's going to be 2028. Now, yeah, 2028, the Elder Scrolls 6. We're going to spend $150, and that's okay. That's totally fine by me. Add it in. We'll still be under $400. Totally fine. No worries. What is that? 37 cents an hour? Oh, wait. We didn't even add. We got to add to this, too. Add in this $1,500. 15 cents an hour. It'll be totally fine. It's still cheap entertainment. It's still going to be a great time. Be hyped. I'm excited. Just don't pre-order it. That's like, if you pre-order things, stop consuming so much. You know, go watch my video about what it takes to be cool. Overconsumption is a vice. Don't do that. All right, thanks for watching.